What's goody, y'all? It's Goody, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Gabbing with Goody Gabor. You can like, subscribe, and comment right here at Goody Gabor Gabs. You can also follow me on IG, Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok at Goody Gabor. I appreciate your attendance. Now let's get into it. And we are back, season 7, episode 9 of Growing Up Hip Hop. Bones to Pick is the title of the episode. We open up with the Simmons kids, the Simmons, together. There's Denise, Vanessa, Angela, and JoJo. They're headed to TeeTee's party, and it's nice to see them together. I like the energy between them, although there is a bit of tension between Angela and Vanessa. You can literally chalk that up to a sibling thing. I am one of 6 children, one of 5 girls, so sometimes it just gets hectic like that. But Denise mentions that she heard Angela's trying to do this music thing. Vanessa's like, are you going to take it serious? Remember when you dropped out of the group? And Angela's like, there was another reason for that. And Vanessa's like, no, there wasn't. They go back and forth. Angela's just saying, she's doing it for fun, but she wouldn't be mad if there was like a hit song that came out of it. She believes people should be able to do what they want to do. Everybody agrees. They're talking. They talk about how when they were younger, they used to record over the cassette tapes that their parents had, which is interesting. Like, I'm from a certain time, y'all. I am from a certain time. You used to dub over people's recordings or their little music, their cassettes, because, you used the cassette that you could find. And sometimes that was people's good shit. In any event, they're talking. Angela is taking a stab at the music. It's just good to see them together, even though Angela and Vanessa are slightly odd. Before I forget to address it though, JoJo, you had a music career that didn't launch. I do like what's going on. Like, the song you're working on might be the only good song that I've heard on the show, the Legacy song. But let's not get to telling Angela how you do this and you does this. Come on now, JoJo. Stop that, man. Everyone's showing up to TeeTee's Welcome to LA party. Everyone's bringing a bottle. Aaliyah shows up by herself. TeeTee's like, oh, Eric's not coming with you? And that's when Aaliyah's like, yeah, nah, he's coming, he's coming after. TeeTee's like, yeah, he said he was bringing a friend. And Aaliyah's like, he did not tell me who he was bringing. So there's that. In any event, Sequoia is there. My faves, Bree and Twist, come through. It's nice to see Twist and Sean when they greet each other, especially after Twist was all supportive of Sean going to get his hair plugs for men. Everyone's there. Sequoia's there. JoJo comes in. Sorry, I'm lying. Devin comes in and, he put himself together well. You could tell the cousins have a joke about how he dresses. He's like, relax when she mentions it. It's really cute. The Simmons show up. Again, love to see them together. And when they show up, Sequoia pulls Devin to the side like, yo, I feel a little uncomfortable because things were awkward, when I first came on the show. Because if you remember, she came on the show putting a lot on it. She intends to speak to Angela because her and Angela dealt with the same man around the same time. She had a child for him. They do a flashback to Cree getting all up in the situation, which is a bit ridiculous to me because it's like, Cree, you never had to be in the situation, because the truth is, Sequoia didn't say she had a problem with Angela at that time. She just didn't know if Angela would have a problem with her, and she was mentioning it might be awkward, and yeah, maybe she was doing a little bit too much, but Cree was doing 100% too much. They're all talking, they're all together. Angela is having a good time. TeeTee's telling everyone how she went to visit Egypt, how Egypt lives like an hour and a half away from Pep. how, Egypt's going to have her baby in March. And, they kept it cute as it related to Egypt. And then, Sequoia did ask to speak to Angela. And she basically said, I never had a problem with you, but it is awkward. I just want to make sure we're cool. Angela's like, we're cool. They're cool. Yeah, that's great. I like it. I'm not going to say I don't like it. So now we down to what I guess production thinks is the main event, even though it's a little annoying. And, Romeo and Eric walk in. Everyone's surprised to see Romeo. But I need to take a step back. Aaliyah doesn't know Romeo. So I'm almost wondering how well Romeo knows Eric. And I also wonder if Eric has ever had a situation where he tells production, get somebody else to do it. Because I think it's slightly messy for Eric to bring Romeo to this event knowing that it's caustic. In any event, Romeo comes in. He comes in on the humble, really. He's asking if it's cool for him to get closer to the table. Angela addresses him. They have their discussion. They're both like, this is awkward. He tells Angela he wants to talk to her, but she tells him now's not the right time. During this scene, they rehash what happened. Romeo was on some bullshit. Like, there's a lot, if you recall, that was transpiring at the moment. Romeo was on BS. Like, he wasn't dating her, but he cared who she was taking pictures with on social media. I guess he felt like she was sullying her name by just living her life. Really weird flexes. Whatever. And then when she approached him, and she was like, yo, you don't call. He's like, I got a phone too. She's like, yeah, I've been calling you. You're not answering. Really weird flex. He was on some real weird shit and some really weird energy. And I believe that since his sister has passed and he had his troubles with his dad, and now that he's become a dad himself, I think he realizes where his father was flawed as hell. And because he realizes where his dad was flawed, he's ready to hold himself accountable for following his dad's lead. Eric and JoJo go to the side, and JoJo's like, me and this man didn't have a real problem, except he was talking crazy about my sister, and I'm going to protect my sister. But that spun out into him and his dad going on social media talking bad about me. I think we are better than that. He and I are definitely going to have a few conversations, but I'm glad he's here. Romeo wants to have his discussion now. He's trying to figure out a way to do it. He's telling them, he goes back to the table. He's talking. He's like, I've spoken to everyone but the Simmons, and I'm closest to them. And, that's the problem. We didn't have communication. He's trying to blame social media for it. And I'm going to tell y'all the truth. Angela is like my fave. I know that Angela could be a little standoffish. She's extremely aloof. But I've always thought she was always my fave. Like, always. Even when they were younger. And Angela's not really having it. Vanessa's like, yeah, social media blows things up. And Angela's like, but what happened between us wasn't social media. It was face to face. So I love that about Angela. Romeo asks to speak to JoJo one-on-one. They agree that they're going to speak later. But, again, Romeo's like, we never spoke in social media. And like, he's trying to take a high road that I don't even think he deserves to try to take. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I do love seeing men holding themselves accountable. I do love seeing men holding themselves and other men accountable. However, something about this this Romeo apology tour is just like, can't you just say sorry and move and go away? So we get to Egypt. She's going to try on wedding dresses. And to me, even though this should be a happy event, it's not. Because what we are seeing here is what happens when a woman allows herself to be so engulfed in a man And when that man is toxic and works on alienating that woman from everyone. Everyone's together. And Egypt is with her friend. I don't even know the friend name. I don't want to be disrespectful, but the truth is it's like a rando. I don't know what this is. She's trying on dresses. The dresses look like the mother of the bride dresses. She's confiding in her friend that, Sam is going through legal trouble. And her friend's like, I had no idea. Her friend a damn lie. Because I'm sure everybody looking at this Egypt and Sam situation like, WTF. So the thing that's not lost on me here is Egypt is still living in Never Never Land, where she thinks that Sam's not getting any time in prison. And that's not the case. And her friend, God bless her heart, is like, well, just don't stress yourself because that could complicate your pregnancy. Yeah, we know. The sad thing for me, even the place she's buying the dress, like the whole picking out the dress experience doesn't even seem to be the kind of experience that Egypt should be having, because she was literally raised like a princess. I don't understand what this is. I don't know how Pep and Tretch able with this. This is pure foolishness to me. I dislike it. I'm not able. So once again, they're trying to cram this Cree Simmons kids relationship down our throat, and the Simmons family goes to meet with Cree, because I guess she needs to record, right? So they meet with Cree. They start talking about, Romeo and how he showed up. And, they need to slow down telling Cree that Romeo said and did something to Angela, because, Cree don't stand for nothing happening to Angela. Like, we can't have that. Right? Whatever. She's like, well, what happened? What happened was you wasn't invited to the welcome to LA party, so now we had to figure out a way to get you involved in things. Ugh. Anyway, my spirit never took her, Anyway, they get to talking about Angela's singing, and Cree's like, let's have like a karaoke situation. And JoJo's like, yeah, let's invite everybody. And, they do just that, right? They do just that. No, Cree can't invite anyone, even though she's the event planner. No one wants to be around her. That's the vibe. Ugh, I'm so over her. I just be so over her. It's hair plug for Men's Day for Sean. They go back to the doctor. What's up, Black Doctor? And, TeeTee goes to support him. He's getting his plugs in today. TeeTee's like, this is perfect. He's going to be medicated. And then I could tell him the things he don't want to hear. So she tells him she told Egypt that she was going to, that they were going to attend her wedding. And he's like, ain't enough drugs for that. As a matter of fact, you killing my high. Bottom line, Sean ain't finna go. Sean don't like it, and Sean ain't gonna pretend to like it. We're back on Romeo's apology tour. He goes to his mom's house. Again, you can tell that he's gone through some things. You can tell that he's had some rough times, and you can tell that he's been reflecting. He's now understanding that although his dad was providing money, his mom was the stable force for the family. And, since the loss of the sister and having a child and having the little problems with his dad, who, might I add, was a bit of a jackass to the mom at some point in time. Romeo is just coming to take her on a date, to let her know he appreciates her, to give her flowers. But I'm like, damn, he must have been terrible to everyone the way he's making amends now. He's talking like he has some sense, and I appreciate it. And, I don't want to be shady, but it's a lot of Romeo this episode for me. I know production thinks this was the things we wanted to see. I actually just want to see Sam go to jail. Forgive me. Yeah, I know it's not right to want to see that, but Egypt need her freedom, and I don't think she could get that with Sam on this side of the bars. But okay, yeah, all right. I'm done with that. So now we're down to Angela's karaoke debut. She's acting cool about it. She's not nervous. JoJo knows she's nervous. JoJo fancies himself the performer of the crew, so he's trying to give her tips. Also, she's like, I'm cool as a fan, whatever. She does a song. Y'all could tell me what it is. I don't really know what it is. Cree is on the stage. That's her background. Cree's the bodyguard, the protector, the background, whatever. Lazy gonna lie to you and tell you that your music sound good. That lazy bone gonna tell you some lies. Because in his head, he probably figuring out how he could get it in the studio and doctor it for the 50th year of hip-hop. JoJo is gonna be like, ooh, I didn't even know she could carry or hit any notes. Which is interesting because they tried to have a group. Okay. And then Vanessa's like, you were on beat. If you get up and you sing in front of people and they tell you were on beat. Yeah. This was, I don't know, filler, I guess. I don't know. Whatever it was, I'm glad it's done. We down to the Romeo apology tour again. Romeo and JoJo are going to meet up for basketball one-on-one. However, when JoJo gets there, he sees Romeo with his hangers-oners, which was a problem the last time he was on the show because people tried to talk to him and he kept bringing gang, and they were like, why are these people here? In any event, JoJo feels like, why are these people here? But they get to talking and playing ball anyway. And, Romeo admits, he's like, you know what? I was a brother too. I was protective over my sisters too. And I get it. I get why you went where you went. JoJo's like, yo, we could be good. Like JoJo and Romeo, they squash whatever tension is between them. They shouldn't be arguing and fussing and fighting again. But, they were never close. That's the thing that JoJo says. They were never close. But JoJo at least thought their families were close enough that it would have been a little more respectful in how he was speaking about Angela and how he was approaching the situation. It was also whack. Someone mentioned this on Twitter. It was also whack that Master P said that in her fragile state is when he would have taken advantage of Angela. Because if you recall, Romeo was supposed to be being a good friend to Angela when her son's dad died. Weird shit, right? Like, whatever. Hopefully this is Romeo's last apology for us to see. I guess he's back. Whatever. I could kind of do without it. That's where we end this off. That's where it ends, the basketball. I want to say this wasn't my favorite episode. It was cool or whatever. But I think they put a lot on Romeo's return. And at least I don't care. I was going to say no one cares. I don't.
That's what's goody. That was goody. Thanks for watching. Catch y'all later.